Tzu Chi volunteers provide hope and care to a Somalia family that fled to Malaysia. The first batch of lay practitioners at Jing Si Abode are certified and many joined to celebrate. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. A family from Somalia was forced to relocate to a foreign land due to the ongoing turbulent situation in their country. However, it is not easy to live without any income in this foreign land. What's making life even more difficult is their need to pay for medical expenses. Thankfully, Tzu Chi volunteers support them with a positive attitude and hope, providing them with a better future here in Malaysia.
Africa is one of the birthplaces of the ancient humans and ancient civilizations, and it is the second largest continent of the world. Somalia is one of the Eastern African countries. Living there, life is difficult and often violent as ongoing civil war further harms the citizens.
I am come from Somalia.
I came in Malaysia 7 months ago.
When Abu Bakr was 10 years old, a bullet went through his spine when he was playing outside, causing his lower body to be paralyzed.
She has 2 sons. One son, the eldest one, died while on the way to escape to another country. The father also died apparently in the wars. The mother dare not stay in Somalia. So that's why last year they all came to Malaysia hoping to find a better environment. But the mother, unfortunately, because she's old already, she has to take care of the son. So also not easy for her to find a job.
I come in Malaysia and I go in hospital a lot of money in medication. I don't have a lot of money.
The son also fortunately got the mother because the son now even he cannot discharge the urine properly. He needs someone with medical background. And the mother, the first time when we found her, we saw how come someone can do the dressing so well because the mother is a past nurse. That's why she do it herself because she found out that coming to Malaysia is not cheap to arrange for the doctors or the nurse to do this for the son.
I come out in wheelchair. And my day inside and out in living room.
Though stuck in this small living space, the volunteers hope to provide a better living environment for them.
One poor family, they donate, they give this laptop use already. The son can learn computer. Yeah. Abu Hassan can learn. Yes. Mama can learn. Good. Mama also can learn laptop.
Sometimes they know like this is what?
Pilot.
Aeroplane.
Plane.
Aeroplane?
Yes.
Another word for aeroplane? Airplane.
Airplane.
This side is a friend. This side is a friend. See?
Thank you.
Your world become bigger.
Yeah,
You can watch news.
Actually, it's not easy for them. Even though we may, every time we come here, put on a very positive front face. I hope that even though it's a very short visit, but we hope that this can touch their hearts, that there are still a lot of people who care for them and ask them not to give up. That is very important. Most important, he equipped himself well and also he can guide the mother. Both of them can learn English. At least they equip themselves and if there is opportunity, they can learn.
Thank you. I learn English. I want to learn English. I can learn English, inshallah. Thank you very much. Yes, I want to, in school, I want good health. I want to education very well, and I want to learn more in the future.
Many of the blessings we take for granted in life is often missing in the lives of the refugees. By giving them the hope, the refugees can see a better future. However, are you willing to lend a hand to be their beacon of hope?
Cashmere is a major exporting product for the country and it supplies the world's 1/3 of cashmere wool. To enhance their livelihood, many people raise goats to sell their coats. However, with increasing goats grazing in the fields, much of the land is destroyed as they not only eat the grass, but also uproot the grass with their hooves. Let's see how Mongolians can deal with this dilemma.
Mongolia's Hooves National Park sits on top of 506 square kilometers of land, where the Mongol horse enjoys plenty of rain and sun. However, with the decrease of grassland, their living space is facing a difficult test.
We separate the pastoral zones into light, medium, and severe deterioration. The light category pastoral zone, if we can move the animals away for 2 to 3 years, then the land can easily recover naturally. Mid and heavy deterioration is not recoverable. We've spent 16 years of research on removing the animals from the mid and heavy deterioration zones, and we have not seen improvements yet.
It is this reason that researchers are quick to act on light deterioration zones to prevent the further destruction of the grassland. Professor Unadharma's research takes place inside the Hooves National Park. We can see that the zone is closed off, which is the Mongolia University of Life Sciences research inside the national park. They take into consideration the area's plant life to assess the damages as none, light to medium, and severe. They block off the area with a fence because they want to prevent human and animal interference.
This area, after it was marked off, the land recovered, but other areas won't. This place is recovering because it has been blocked off. But those severely affected, blocking off the land won't help.
The flock look like white pearls rolling around in the land. They enjoy sunbathing, but this flock is hungry and their continual grazing actually affects this precious land. Within the flock, we can see there are goats and sheep. Mongolian herders are very smart. They especially control the number of goats to sheep they have, because goats tend to dig at the ground with their hooves and cause more destruction to the grassland. So they limit the number of goats within their flock. Grass fields which have been grazed by goats cannot be used for other pastoral animals and must lay resting for next year's new grass.
The cashmere industry is fetching higher price now, so in order to harvest cashmere wool, cutters will raise cashmere goats, but they eat a lot of grass, which destroys the fields. With the increase of goats and what they eat, it has changed the environment and created a desert.
Mongolia's cashmere wool supplies about 1/3 of the world's demand. And with the increase of prices comes the increase in number of flocks. Since ancient times, there have been as many as 600 kinds of grassy pastures in Mongolia, but now some of them have been unable to regenerate due to global warming and drought. In the records of the great historian, it is said Ho Chubing defeated the Huns in the Baikal Lake, but the lake here actually means the desert. However, desert life is not the image we associate with. There are actually resilient, short grassy plants living there.
In the winter, the plant life we see now will dry up, but it grows in the summer. It won't look like the sandy area we see now. In the summer, the desert plant grows to be about 60 to 80 centimeters, as high as my knee, so this region is all greens.
Many people's impression of Mongolia is that of the highland desert, but in reality, there are a vast variety of land types. In the north, there are forests, mountains, and primary forest. In the central region, it's broad grasslands, while towards the southern region, it's arid desert. Throughout Mongolia's vast land, only 0.8% of the land can be used as farmland.
You can see this farming activity. They are planting wheat because highland regions isn't like Taiwan, which can grow rice.
In 2018, the country just finished drawing the first phase of an agricultural district, which covers 497,000 hectares of land. The land, which covers 0.5% of the country, will grow 343,000 hectares of wheat. 13,000 hectares of potatoes, and 8,300 hectares of other vegetables. We can see this is a newly plowed land which will be used to plant wheat. Wheat and potatoes are the main agricultural products in Mongolia, but because of the vastness of the land, 60 to 90% of farmers are unable to use an irrigation system. When the weather is too dry, their harvest suffers. It is estimated that if Mongolia continues to be affected from the world's temperature rising, their harvest output will decrease as the years go on. The country's livestock products are self-sufficient and even able to be sold elsewhere, but its dry and arid temperatures and short harvesting season means it's only suitable for planting wheat, potatoes, and carrots, because in the winter, their farmland are not good for growing anything. Due to the extreme cold in Mongolia, if they want to continue agricultural work in the winter, it must be done inside a greenhouse. But what is different than the greenhouse we find in Taiwan is that there is a thick brick wall here. Its purpose is to block the wind. Inside the greenhouse, there are warming systems to provide heat. So in terms of construction costs, it was expensive to build. On top of the electricity bill to run the heaters, greenhouse agriculture is very expensive here. This greenhouse is equipped with an irrigation system to save on precious resources. Outside the greenhouse, what looks like a mountain of dirt is actually there for a reason.
I'm standing behind a greenhouse. The facility's height is 3 meters and this pile of dirt is to keep the greenhouse warm. The greenhouse and the distance between the greenhouse is very important. It must be 1.5 times the distance. This way the greenhouse can get plenty of sun.
Under the safeguard of the greenhouse, leafy vegetables can grow in the winter, and strawberries can be harvested year-round. However, the price to pay for providing electricity 9 to 10 hours a day to the greenhouse is something only a few companies can afford to continue in the wintertime. Yet this new greenhouse economy is creating new opportunities for the difficult Mongolian agricultural life.
Is chocolate good or bad for the children? In today's medical report, we explore the influence of chocolate on children, and let's hear the experts' advices.
Chocolates come in all shapes and sizes, varying in sweetness. It's something neither children nor adults can resist.
I think it excites people. Adults are happy to eat it, so children will too.
It seems to have magical powers, with some children unable to say no to it.
If he cries, I'll buy it for him to eat because when you give him chocolate, he's no longer angry. Sometimes when I have tons to do, I'll give him chocolate to facilitate me getting tasks completed.
This 2 and 8 months old child immediately calms down when he is given chocolate to eat. Thus, when he is upset, his grandmother, out of habit, will give him chocolate to appease his temper.
My
son has told me when children eat chocolate, they're more active and can't sleep when they need to sleep.
However, do restlessness and big emotions correlate to eating chocolate?
It contains caffeine, which can stimulate the children and make him lose his focus. Sometimes these symptoms can be misdiagnosed as a child having ADHD, so we should take extra care to notice if perhaps the caffeine content in the chocolate is too high.
Chocolate contains caffeine, which inhibits the child's brain development. He will be easily excited and less likely to calm down.
Chocolate is still a part of the nut family, so we're more afraid that children might have a nut allergy. So those under 1 should not be given chocolate. Some doctors recommend chocolate for those over 3 years of age. Also, there's the issue of them being obese, as research shows that when you give children sweets too early, it will affect their emotions and brain development.
Doctors remind that pure chocolate is very bitter. Thus, chocolate products sold on the market today often have added sugar, trans fats, and artificial additives to enhance the flavor.
There's no definite finding that pure chocolate is harmful to children, so the topic is still in discussion. No one is saying children should absolutely not eat chocolate.
Though there is no absolute restrictions on chocolate, perhaps parents would be the best judge on how much chocolate is eaten by their children.
September 19th on the lunar calendar is the day Bodhisattva Guan Yin had become a monastic nun. It is also an important day for Tzu Chi. The first batch of lay practitioners at Jing Si Abode has been certified on this day. Many of the families of the lay practitioners also attended this ceremony, bearing witness to this historical moment.
32 lay practitioners who take the Buddhist teachings to heart have decided to let go of their attachment to their families to benefit all sentient beings. With pure thoughts, they firmly vow to walk the Bodhisattva path.
For more than 40 years, I thought I had followed the master closely. However, I've not done enough. Therefore, I've become a lay practitioner. At this moment, we should shoulder the responsibility to spread the master's teachings and Tzu Chi's altruistic principles in the world.
大爱的利他的精神，那可以传扬人间。 On the anniversary day Bodhisattva Guan Yin had become a monastic nun, Tzu Chi's first batch of lay practitioners is certified. From now on, they will carry out Tzu Chi's work with the spirit of the monastic. Dharma Master Zheng Yan hopes that lay practitioners will follow the spirit of bodhisattvas and help those who suffer.
千处祈求千处现，天下苦难人偏多，所以 看见天下苦难人，我们呢已经发心立愿，献生命。我们呢总是要为众生，这就是清修士的精神。归入以印证法言，净施法脉，开启了宗门，传承了 为佛教、为众生的历程要开启，起步了。
感上人。
Receiving the certification of lay practitioners, they vow to work with one heart and one mind to give of themselves and care for all sentient beings. They will also pave the path of enlightenment selflessly for others to follow.
Tzu Chi Center for Compassionate Relief was officially launched on October 13th in New York City. The event was a milestone for Tzu Chi, who has been established in the United States for 30 years. With many good connections, representatives from different religions and races specially come to participate in this important event.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I learned a lot, actually. I had no idea they did so many things in, in Turkey and Syria and all different parts of the world. It's amazing.
It is overall a very uplifting, sacred story of how the organization was founded and has continued to grow around the world.
I arrived this morning and need to go back to San Jose in the afternoon, but I must attend this opening ceremony.
No matter how busy I am, I have to participate in this opening ceremony, which gathers all Tzu Chi volunteers in the United States together.
We hope to spread the teachings of Master Zheng Yan from here in the United States to the entire world.
The Dharma teaches about karma, and it's really incredible that we can have such a great place and celebrate with you all today.
The whole purpose of Buddhism, as I understand it, is to alleviate suffering. Everyone is being made notice that Tzu Chi is here to spread love and compassion to all.
The DaAi technology is some of the best things I've ever seen in my entire life. A lot of times we think about recycling and you think, okay, the bottle becomes another bottle. But the fact that they have figured out how to create soft, really soft fabrics, I can't even put into words.
On the first floor, we saw DaAi technology is the focus of the entire first floor. I think environmental protection is a big issue of all human beings now.
We hope to attract people to come to this place, the center of the world, to learn about the spirit of Master Zhen Yan and to understand the philosophy of Buddhism, with a view to change the world by compassion and wisdom.
It has been 30 years since Tzu Chi first began spreading compassion in the United States. To commemorate this occasion, a delegation from Taiwan is visiting various offices. The first stop is Washington, D.C., where Jing Si Abode Dharma Master shares some wisdom from Dharma Master Zhen Yan.
A delegation from Taiwan arrived in Washington, D.C. after their stop in Texas. This is also the team's fourth stop on their journey across the United States. The local volunteers picked them up at the airport and headed straight to the office.
This year marks the 25th anniversary of the chapter here in Washington, D.C. In the past 25 years, no matter if it was community service or charitable deeds, they have been fully committed for 20 years.
To thank the volunteers in the United States for their years of dedication, a Dharma master from the Jing Si Abode also shared some insights as to why they do what they do.
The master has said before that she fights to live because she wants her disciple wisdom to grow, as this is the only meaningful way to live.
The volunteers from Taiwan's Xintai district further explain how best to be a part of the community and spread great love.
Some we can immediately invite to become members, while shops and such, we can ask them about placing a bamboo bank there. When the owner of the store affirms your actions, then you have become someone who is helping others.
The outpouring of love and wisdom from the Dharma family has inspired and motivated the volunteers from D.C.
I'm so thankful that the Dharma Masters have brought so many people to help the volunteers here in D.C. The Dharma water we've received is such an encouragement.
The Dharma Masters brought a symbolic item in representation of Tzu Chi's Dharma lineage. It is given to those in charge of each liaison points in hopes everyone can continue this path with more vigor.
I'm grateful. 那请问华武的师兄姐，你们有没有信心更精进、更上一层楼？有。
21 schools participated in the New Taipei City's farmer market to experience the agricultural production progress. Take a look and see you next time.